Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Penapple and today I'm doing the Serpentine Abode speed build. So if you're interested in this build, it is up on the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. So I am building a sort of modern home. It will be a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom home, and it costs about 87,000 simoleons on the gallery. And then it took me almost 3 hours to build. So this one didn't take me very long to build. Well, actually it did. I started out like 3 times, and for each of those 3 times I got like 5 to 15 minutes into the build, and then I kind of was like, no, I don't like this, and I just scrapped it. I did that like 3 times. And then finally this is the 4th try. Apparently the 4th try was key in this, but I think this try went a lot better because with this build I had a couple of things I wanted to do. The first thing being this sort of open air kitchen where you could kind of, instead of having a window, it was an archway, and so you could just see, like you could just reach right outside and like hand whoever was sitting at the counter their drink or their food or whatever, and I thought that was really cute. And I also have this idea of sort of the outdoor sort of living room space mirroring the indoor living room space. So I had that deck sort of planned, and whenever I tried to build it, I just kept not working. And so finally I kind of like stopped for a little bit and was on Pinterest, and I was looking at different houses and architecture, and I saw this sort of zigzaggy, oh my gosh. I saw this sort of zigzaggy architectural shape, and I really like that. So I figured I would incorporate that into my build, and that really helped sort of add interest to the build, sort of, you know, give it a direction to go in, because before I was kind of just like, this isn't working, it's not working. But yeah, so that's kind of where I got that idea. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. My braid was like stuck underneath my shirt collar. If any of you guys have long hair, you'll know how like uncomfortably itchy that feels. But like, sorry about that. I had to relieve it. But yeah, so here I'm mostly just getting the shape down. I really love how it turned out. I definitely also wanted to do a build in Oasis Springs. I haven't done a build in Oasis Springs in ages, and I can't remember if I've ever actually done one on my channel. I don't think I have, if I can remember correctly. But I have definitely done a couple, like not on my channel in the past. So yeah, Oasis Springs seems to kind of be the odd child out. Like, it definitely has some people who have it as its favorite, but I feel like the majority of the time it just kind of gets forgotten. So I kind of wanted to show it a little bit of love. And so I did that with this build. And so here on the downstairs, I was kind of like, oh, maybe I can continue that sort of open air theme with the downstairs, but it just didn't feel as good. It didn't look as good, I thought. And so I kind of just moved on with that plan. But here I am putting in the cabinet, and I absolutely love how this turned out. It's so cool. I did have a little bit of trouble with it though, because when I changed the lighting situation, like half of the cabinets were like bright white on top, and the other half was like a nice sort of cool gray color from the shadows, and it was like really bizarre and frustrating. And so I finally kind of rearranged everything, and I think I did end up changing the countertops to be black, and so that helped with some of the shadow issues. But yeah, that was like, there were a lot of little things in this build that I just had a bit of trouble with, and they were a bit annoying. Like, you see I have half walls on the front, and those half walls, oh my god, half walls are so annoying to use on the exterior build, because the game counts them as being a full wall. And so when you go to look at cutaway view, you don't actually have that background wall, you have the exterior half wall, and so it's like you have just all the walls down anyways, which I personally find very annoying. And also, the half walls have this weird glitch with the windows, where if the windows are too low, like if they like dip below the half wall, a lot of them will cut out and it'll just be a blank box. Like there won't be any, like, it's just so weird. It's so weird, and I wish they would fix that. Because I know it's happened to a few people I've heard of, and it's definitely happened to me before. Making me think that my game is broken, but I don't think it's more broken than anybody else's. But yeah, it's really, really weird, and it bugs me. So I actually ended up, for when I uploaded the house to the gallery, and for a lot of, I think just for the gallery, I actually took out one piece of each of the back half wall and the front half wall. That way you could actually see, that way the walls would actually work like they normally do. So yeah, that was definitely a struggle. And so later on when I'm doing the interior, I apologize if like it's kind of hard to see what I'm doing, because I had trouble seeing what I was doing, because I like to build with the walls sort of half up, usually, or all the way up, but not usually. I usually just like having them half up so I can kind of get perspective on what I'm placing in the room, and that like couldn't do that without having all the walls up. And so finally, like partway through, I realized, you can take out one segment of the wall and you'll be able to see everything. It no longer is an exterior wall. No longer an exterior wall at that point. So I found a fence that's like matching, and so I put that in. So if you're a perfectionist like me, you'll definitely notice it, and then you can replace it if that you so choose to do so. But if you're not as like into details, I think it will just be something that you don't care about, And so I figured I'd rather have something that I feel like most people won't care about than something that will look better but cause the game to not work as well, because I really do care about functionality in my build. Like now that I've been posting a lot of my builds to the gallery more often, I've gotten into being less liberal with the move objects cheat. Like I'll definitely still use it, but I try and keep in mind the fact that even though it works when I'm doing it in my game, once you move the lot or like download it from the gallery, it doesn't work. And I think that kind of ruins a lot of the fun of it, and that really bugs me. And I wish again that the Sims team would fix it. But if you've looked at like what's happening on Twitter with like all the fan sites, that's the last thing on their mind. There's like so much drama going on right now. It's kind of like, I kind of just want to pull up like a chair and a bowl of popcorn and just like munch away and watch. But yeah, so I'm starting to get into the furnishings. And so if you've noticed, there's sort of a side room that's to the left of the thing with the toilet, the not the toilet room, not the bathroom. There we go. Words. And that room will actually be the bedroom, and it's sort of like a studio apartment, and that's actually what I thought I was going to do. And I thought I would have a pool downstairs and a gym, and sort of just, be like a really rich person's studio, like home. But then I figured, you can add a bedroom, and you can really always use more bedrooms in a home. Like whether it's guests or whether it's people actually want to put in children or roommates or just whatever. So I added that in. Also, if you haven't noticed by now, the coloring on this is so obnoxious. Like I really wanted to go with that sort of like acacia looking wood. And I say acacia because I'm thinking of like Minecraft, and that's kind of the color wood that acacia trees are in Minecraft. So I don't know if that's how they are in real life, because, who knows about real life anymore? But yeah, and so The Sims has this weird mishmash of it being this sort of intense orange color verging on red, and it being red, and it was hard to find everything that fit with that. And so that's another one of those things that I was just kind of like, but I just decided to go with it. Like, the sad thing is, for this build, I was really wanting to like go out of the box with my color scheme. You know, because I've noticed that when I do modern builds, I tend to go with like my favorite teal color, which if you've seen any of my other videos, you know what I'm talking about because I'm obsessed. Or a lot of my other modern builds have just been red, black, and white. And so with this build, I was like, oh, I'm going to go with a sort of like intense, like orangey color and with cream. And then I added in the black, and then I was having kind of troubles with the sort of acacia color, and so then it turned a little bit more red, and then in the end I was like, Penelope, or Penapple. This is just red, black, and white. You've just done it red, black, and white. And I was just like, oh my god, fail, but that's okay. But here I am adding in that sort of studio bedroom, and I loved using this wall partition there. Oh my gosh, absolutely loved it. The only thing is my Sims couldn't get around it, so off screen I had to do a little bit of fiddling with it, and it doesn't look quite as seamless as I would have liked, but I wanted the game to be accessible. But here I end up adding these lovely bookcases, which I've never been able to use before in that color. And so I was really excited to use those, because usually I'm just kind of like, I don't even really ever use that bookcase, like, because it only comes in 3 different wood tones and it doesn't come in a white or black. I honestly think that every piece of furniture, or almost every single piece of like furniture in The Sims, should come in a white and a black option. Like, if there's anything that bugs me the most about building in The Sims and decorating, is that you can't change the wood tone patterns of furniture. Like, there's a lot of furniture where I like the upholstery, but I don't like the color of the wood, and I just like, oh my god. But anyways, I'll try and stay positive. If I'm a negative Nancy, if anything. Like, I also had some people asking me for my opinion on the trailer, and like, I would like to give my opinion and do like opinion like videos and stuff, but I find that there are a lot of other people who are a lot more upbeat than I am, and I'm just gonna leave it to them, because I just kind of sit there being like, well, yeah, this is nice, but what about this? Like, I'm always pushing for more. I can't just accept what I have. It's a problem. But here I am adding in these shelves, and I love this. I think it kind of looks like a tree in a way, and I love how it wraps around. And I think it really also adds to that sort of serpentine effect, which I hadn't mentioned before, but that's where the name came from, was from that sort of wiggly shape in the front of the house. I sort of thought of a snake, and so that's why it's called Serpentine Abode. But also those wall pieces really, I think, remind me of a snake, and I really love them, and I like them because I was able to kind of use those for storage instead of a cabinet. And like, the cabinets I tried, and they truly didn't look good. I think I cut out that little bit because I was like moving them all around, and I was just kind of like, ugh. But yeah, and so here I forgot a sink. I almost forgot a sink, and so I have this really awkwardly placed sink. Hopefully I made it look a bit more cohesive, but I was just kind of like, ugh, you forgot a sink? How could you forget the sink? Especially because, in my opinion, a sink is actually one of the most important parts of a kitchen. It's kind of a weird thing to say, but it definitely is. But like, here you can kind of, if you look to the right, you can see sort of that lighting issue I was talking about, where like it almost looked like there were 2 different counter colors, and it just yeah. But here I'm doing that sort of home gym, and I really like how this turned out, and I got to continue that sort of reddish theme. And yeah, and everything is usable. Like I said, I've been testing it, especially because I was kind of worried about that table with the workout machine there, or the lifting machine, I guess. And so yeah, and the boxing thing. So everything works, and I'm really proud of that. But yeah, here I am working on the bedroom, and you can see I tried to like go for that pool idea one more time, and I was like, no, it just didn't quite work. But yeah, so I'm working on this little second bedroom, and it has its own ensuite, so in a way it's kind of superior to the bedroom on the second floor, even though I imagined that as being like the main bedroom. But let me tell you, if there is one thing I am excited for in the City Life new expansion pack that's coming up, it is beds. I am dying. Everybody is dying. We're all collectively dying for new beds. Like, I've said this in videos before, but like, I can't even talk. That's how much I want a new bed. But yeah, so I'm really excited for that. And I saw that they had at least one. So I'm sure everybody will be going crazy for that bed. No matter like really even what it looks like, people are just going to be using it because at least it's new. But yeah, so this bedroom is just really cute. It's really narrow. I've never really done a bedroom quite like this before, and I really like how it turned out, and I thought it looked really nice and like roomy in the screenshot pictures. Oh my gosh, I'm like getting a ringing in my ear. Oh my goodness. Wow, I hope I don't have, what is it, tinnitus? No, I think we're good. I think we're good. And so here I'm doing the wall decor here, and I don't know, like I like this, and I also wonder if it's too much, but I love the red color of that's sticking out of the little grassy bit there, and so I just kind of decided to go with that sort of, continue that sort of like snake, like geometric like sort of design, and I like how it turned out. But here I'm getting to one of my favorite parts of the build, which is the exterior. I really, really like that. Oh my gosh. I'm laughing because I'm really close to 100 subscribers, and so I have it open because I'm at 98 subscribers as I'm recording this, but I was at 99. For some reason, I've been going up and down between like 95 and 96. I was like between those two for a while. Like sometimes I'd be 95, sometimes I'd be 96. And then I finally moved up to 97, and so I kind of posted it to see if maybe some people would be interested in like subscribing now that we're closer, and I'm at 98. But I used to be at 99, so I'm just kind of like, oh well. I guess I'll get there eventually. I'm kind of worried I'll get to 100 and then I'll go back down again and they'll be like, ah. But yeah, so that's why I'm laughing. But yeah, I love the exterior of this build. I think it's really cute, and I really love how I mirrored the sort of living room space with the exterior. I think that looks really, really cute, and the TVs are also mirrored, and I kind of imagine like on a cold sort of a desert night, somebody, you know, was originally outside because it was nice and warm, and it starts getting colder, and so they're watching TV, but all they have to do is press a button and the TV will automatically sync to the other one, and they can just go inside and continue watching what they're watching. That's kind of what I imagined with that. I just thought that would be really, really cool. But yeah, here I am mostly just getting into the finishing touches of landscaping with this. I hope that you guys enjoyed this build. If you did, feel free to give me a like, a comment, or subscribe. You can download it off of the gallery. My origin ID is penappleYT. And so the screenshots are coming up soon, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!